What you? It ain't but one guy. Hold on. It's one guy. We ain't but one guy. It ain't but one guy keeping him away from him. That's Terence Crawford. Hey, but one guy.
Everyone in the room picked you to win. Everyone that I asked. Everyone.
Except for me, guess what?
Because I heard he could really play.
No. He can't even be Shakur.
He can't fuck with me.
So, you.
What's your poor lie to you?
You lost. I seen the video.
You ain't seen my video.
Oh, I didn't.
Exactly.
I just seen the video.
Exactly. What would happen?
Exactly.
Now that you take care of business, how does you and Devin Haney end? How does that fight do?
Knockout.
Say this.
Devin Haney being at 147, he called Devin Haney out. What do you think about that fight if it's 1 or 2 fights away?
It's kind of a tough fight right now because Devin Haney is right back at the top of his game. Devin showed that the weight loss was probably causing him to not have as good punch resistance, and it also probably wasn't causing him to have as much power or explosiveness as he has. He showed tremendous power, tremendous punch resistance in that fight against Norman, and for him to do that means that the weight was probably an issue. Now, if Keyshawn comes up, or if they even do a catch weight, a 143, 144, it's going to be a very interesting fight because I think Devin has more tools and more IQ right now, but Keyshawn is different. So when you got a guy that's different...
Terence Crawford has sent a clear message to Devin Haney, urging him not to underestimate Keyshawn Davis. According to Crawford, overlooking a fighter with Davis's aggressive style could be a costly mistake. He believes Davis brings relentless pressure, serious punching power, and the kind of intensity that can break an opponent's rhythm over the course of a fight. In Crawford's view, Haney would be forced to work every second inside the ring because Davis isn't the type of boxer who gives anyone room to breathe. If these two eventually meet, Crawford expects it to be far more dangerous for Haney than many people realize.
How you gonna bet on somebody else?
I'm gonna bet on him against you.
I will beat you.
No, you can't beat me. I bet.
Crawford also emphasized that boxing has a way of humbling even the biggest stars when they underestimate the wrong opponent. He feels Keyshawn Davis possesses the physical strength, confidence, and determination to create major problems for Devin Haney if the matchup becomes reality. Rather than treating Davis as another contender, Crawford believes Haney would need to prepare for one of the toughest challenges of his career. In his opinion, talent alone won't be enough against someone who refuses to back down and keeps applying pressure from the opening bell.
And spit you out. You know, out with the old and with the new.
Ali, as y'all were asking questions, I think
Keyshawn Davis continues to sharpen his skills while training alongside two of boxing's most respected champions, Shakur Stevenson and Terence Crawford. Their close relationship has allowed Davis to learn valuable lessons both inside and outside the gym, helping him grow with every fight. Shakur has repeatedly expressed confidence in Davis's future and believes the spotlight is now shifting toward his teammate. With strong guidance and growing experience, Davis appears ready to prove that he belongs among boxing's biggest rising stars.
Having that. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
We getting past that, and that was your turn. And I'm not gonna allow and sit back and allow you to even waste that talent that you got. Cause I've been told, Key, for years, bro, you could be one of the best. All you gotta do is just, boom, discipline.
you know, with both of y'all being the best, they always gonna want it. And
I gotta come with it.
You know they always gonna want to see it, though. You know everybody always gonna want to see it.
We get to see it.
Keyshawn Davis has revealed that discussions regarding a showdown with Devin Haney are still progressing behind the scenes. While no official announcement has been made, Davis expects the highly anticipated matchup to take place sometime in 2026. If everything moves forward as planned, the contest could become one of the most talked about fights in boxing. Fans are already watching closely as both fighters continue building momentum before what could be a defining moment in their careers.
Let's do it. You know, I know he's dealing with some legal issues. I don't know what happened. He said he had to turn himself in, but I believe he tweeted like, Keyshawn, let's do it.
He said that?
Yeah, but he tweeted like something like that. Yeah.
Well, you know, Bill was in my DMs. We already was talking about it, honestly, before he even hit the media. So I know it's going to happen in 2026.
And you're good going straight to Devin in your first fight at 47?
If it makes money, it makes sense.
Right. So obviously I want to get your take on your brother.
Hall of Famer Roy Jones Jr. had plenty of praise for Keyshawn Davis, highlighting not only his natural talent, but also the quality of opponents he has already faced. Jones believes Davis combines outstanding hand speed with impressive ring intelligence, qualities that separate elite fighters from the rest of the division. He described Davis as one of the brightest young names in boxing today and believes his future remains incredibly promising. With every performance, Davis continues strengthening that reputation.
And he's fought some elite guys. He's come up short, but he's always fought hard. He's never been stopped. I thought Keyshawn looked really, really good early on in that fight. He looked very poised. And Jermaine was fighting a fight that you typically don't see him fight. Jermaine is known for being very physical, very rough, and he's going to make it dirty if he has to. He was laying back, and it looked like he was allowing Keyshawn to take some ground and get established, but then Ortiz flipped the script. It changed the game plan. He started to get into his normal bag of roughhousing and making things dirty. And I said, man, I like that. I was telling Shakur, I was in the locker room watching. I said, I like what he did right there, because he went away, let you get comfortable, and then he said, no, here I am. I'm going to be the guy that you actually thought you was going to be fighting, but I'm not going to do it in the first round. You saw Keyshawn have to make some adjustments.
Despite his admiration for Keyshawn Davis, Roy Jones Jr. believes patience is still the smartest approach. Rather than rushing directly into a fight with Devin Haney, Jones recommends Davis take another 1 or 2 high-level bouts first. He feels those additional experiences would help Davis enter a Haney showdown with greater confidence, sharper timing, and even more maturity inside the ring. According to Jones, proper preparation could make all the difference when facing an opponent of Haney's caliber.
You understand me? So you gotta have that intangibleness about him, where he can be a different guy when it's time to be a different guy. You can never count him out. However, if I were pushing Keyshawn, I would have another fight or 2 before I fight Devin, just for experience purposes. And if I was Devin, I would try to jump on it right now before he gets those couple fights, because the more experience he gets, the harder he's gonna become to beat.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough fight, for Keyshawn Davis. And I think in many respects, Devin Haney too. You can't take Keyshawn Davis light. He can really fight. He's really like that. The weight difference is a concern, and it's a fair question. Is he ready now? Is he ready a fight or 2 from now? But that's the fight, really. If you really want to scream, I'm back. That's the type of fight that you want, because obviously it's in the Turki Al-Sheikh universe. And
Greg Hackett believes a fight between Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney represents exactly the kind of matchup boxing needs right now. He explained that elite fighters should consistently face one another, because those contests reveal who truly belongs at the top of the sport. Hackett pointed to dream fights involving Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, and now Davis as the type of events fans have been asking for. In his opinion, when 2 world-class athletes understand each other's strengths and weaknesses, the competition becomes even more compelling. He added that lower-level opponents rarely provide the same challenge, making these high-profile clashes essential for boxing's future.
Mentally, is because there's things each one of them know about each other. They know that those are great fights. We need those fights. We need those fights. We need the Dev and Shakur. We need the Dev and Tio. We need the Africa and Shakur, the Africa and Tio. Then we need the Gary Antoine mixed in there. We need the Lamont Roach mixed in there. It's a lot of guys. The Abdullah Masons mixed in there. It's a lot of guys we need mixed in there. You know what I'm saying? These are the fights we need. Those other guys, the B class, C class guys, they can't keep up with them, either physically or mentally, or both together. They can't keep up with them. You see it.
What kind of message do you think Keyshawn, made it in possibly the 40 to 47 division, beating Jermaine Ortiz the way he did?
I mean, I don't know. 47 is a different division.
Hackett also shared his thoughts on Keyshawn Davis's impressive victory over Jermaine Ortiz, calling it an important statement at 140 pounds. However, he believes moving to the welterweight division will present an entirely different level of competition. Even so, Hackett doesn't see Davis being undersized for the challenge, noting that television often makes fighters appear much bigger than they really are. He feels Davis's greatest test won't simply be physical strength, but maintaining discipline, confidence, and consistency as the level of opposition continues to rise. With his talent, amateur background, and competitive mindset, Hackett believes Davis is capable of competing with anyone, making a future showdown with Haney one of boxing's most exciting possibilities.
Is he too small for 147? He looked good at 40.
No, I don't think he's too small. These guys only look real big on TV. When you see these guys in person, they don't be that big. You know what I'm saying? So he's not too small, no. The thing is, with Keyshawn, can he keep it together? Can he keep it together mentally? If he can keep it together mentally, then we see great fights out of Keyshawn. If he do that he say he been doing, which I don't know if he was lying or not, saying that he was drinking and camp and shit like that, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's a lie. I don't know if it's, you know what I mean, if he was telling the truth. I don't know. But if he can keep it together mentally, you know what I mean, then we see great fights out of Keyshawn.
Say Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney happen next. Who would you favor?
A respected boxing analyst recently weighed in after Keyshawn Davis boldly claimed that no fighter between 140 and 147 pounds could defeat him. Davis has made it clear that he wants to challenge Devin Haney before officially moving into the welterweight division, a weight class many believe has recently lacked fresh excitement. The analyst explained that several established names already have future plans in place, leaving limited opportunities for new blockbuster matchups. Because of that situation, Davis could arrive at the perfect time to inject fresh energy into one of boxing's most competitive divisions.
47, and he says he wants to fight Jermaine Ortiz and then move up to welterweight, which would be perfect because, like I told you, I really am the best in this business. Like, everything I say is like clockwork, right? It's amazing to me. Sometimes I amaze myself. So what am I talking about? I literally just said welterweight is dry. It's a stale, stagnant, horrible division right now. Not too many ways to mix and match the guys, and then the guys you could mix and match are pretty much busy. The Ryans, the Barrioses, and the Rollies, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video. And I told you it's going to require, this is how it works in the sport of boxing. I know because
the analyst believes boxing always becomes more interesting when top fighters move into new weight classes, opening the door to fresh rivalries and championship opportunities. He pointed to Jaron Boots, Ennis moving toward 154 pounds as an example, creating possible matchups with Sebastian Fundora, Virgil Ortiz Jr., Jermall Charlo, and Errol Spence Jr. He expects a similar effect if rising stars like Keyshawn Davis, Shakur Stevenson, and Gary Antoine Russell eventually make the jump to welterweight. For Davis, moving up would mean testing himself against naturally bigger opponents while giving fans the high-profile fights they've been waiting to see. The analyst believes Davis's confidence could help revive interest in the division.
Just like Jerron Boots Ennis couldn't make 47 and he moved up to 154. Now 54 is cracking. They got 54 out here cracking. Tons of names where you can mix and match the Funduras, the Virgil Ortiz, Jermell Charlo, possibly Errol Spence, Murda Zylev, Boots, right? You got tons of ways you can mix and match these people. 47 right now is dry, so it's going to take Shakur's and the Keyshawns and Gary Antoine Russells or the El Rayos, you know, different Edwin De Los Santos, Matias, different guys to move up to start to purge and like fill out the division. Right now, it's not many options. Again, Devin versus Louis Crockpot is a terrible fight. And I don't know.
Keyshawn Davis has officially confirmed that Louis Crocker will be his next opponent before any showdown with Devin Haney takes place. The announcement surprised many fans because immediately after stopping Jermaine Ortiz, Davis focused his attention almost entirely on calling out Haney rather than mentioning Crocker. Now that negotiations have progressed, Davis says facing Crocker first is a strategic step designed to strengthen his position before sitting down to finalize a deal with Haney. According to Davis, the long-term goal remains unchanged even if the path has taken a different direction.
With Haney.
So, after you knocked out Jermaine Ortiz, let me get this straight. After you stopped Jermaine Ortiz, you made no mention of Louis Crocker. The first name you called out was Devin Haney, and the only name. Unless I missed the rest of the interview. And now you saying you had a deal in place to fight Louis Crocker next. And then if it's worth your while, then you'll fight Devin Haney. Because, and I get it, he believes that he needs to get this belt from Louis Crocker for them to value him the way he
The strategy behind Davis's decision is relatively simple. Louis Crocker holds a title that Davis believes can significantly increase his bargaining power before negotiating a major fight with Devin Haney. Even so, some critics argue that publicly calling out Haney while already expecting to fight Crocker created confusion among fans. Many assumed the Haney fight would happen immediately, but boxing often requires careful planning behind the scenes. Davis believes defeating Crocker first will strengthen both his resume and his negotiating position. Whether fans view it as smart business or mixed messaging, interest in a future Haney showdown continues to grow.
With leverage with Devin Haney. I get it. So what's the point in calling out Devin Haney? Why didn't you tell the world I'm going to fight Louis Crocker next? Because he knows it's not going to be acceptable. If he came out and he says, after Jermaine Ortiz, I'm fighting Louis Crocker, he knows that the fans ain't going to accept that. So he's saying Devin Haney multiple times because he understands what Devin Haney represents. This is what many people will call clout chasing. So you're using Devin Haney's name, but you know you have no intentions of fighting him next? Make this make sense.
Lloyd Schofield recently shared his opinion on a potential clash between Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney, offering a balanced assessment of both fighters. While acknowledging Davis's exciting style and recent success, Schofield said he would still favor Haney in the matchup. He believes Haney's experience against elite competition and his continued development give him an important edge. Although Davis impressed many with his performance against Jermaine Ortiz, Schofield felt Ortiz's cautious approach allowed Davis to control the action more comfortably than he might against a more aggressive opponent.
Up there, Devin is Devin. Devin going to show up. It's going to be a great fight with either one of them. Because Devin took a loss, and he don't want to take another loss, whether he got it cleaned off his record or not. He don't want to take another one.
Fight though, I ain't gonna lie.
Both of them a good fight. I don't think Keyshawn is going to beat Devin. I really don't believe Keyshawn will beat Devin.
Too much experience? Why?
I don't know. I just don't see. But off my prediction yesterday, I'm not gonna get that because people will say things. But skill wise, I don't believe this new Devin that showed up his last fight, Keyshawn is going to be able to run through like he did Ortiz, a smaller guy who seemed like he didn't want to be in there.
I ain't gonna lie, as much as I don't like Devin, I did not expect Devin to do
Schofield also questioned how the fight with Jermaine Ortiz was stopped, suggesting the referee may have stepped in earlier than necessary without giving Ortiz enough opportunity to recover. Even with those concerns, he praised Keyshawn Davis for his athletic ability, confidence, and overall boxing skills. Still, Schofield believes Devin Haney remains the more complete fighter, pointing to Haney's composure under pressure and ability to absorb clean shots without losing focus. At the same time, he acknowledged that Davis possesses the size, speed, and talent to make the contest highly competitive, especially if he begins putting together his combinations more consistently. In Schofield's opinion, it would be an outstanding matchup, but Haney's experience could ultimately prove to be the deciding factor.